So I constantly study some of the most successful people on the planet, specifically men, right? And I tend to try to understand their mindset. I try to understand what they think about how they are as a person and why they are where they are. Like, I watch their interviews, I study their autobiographies, and even people around me that are succeeding at a high level, I try to really analyze the similarities of how they get what they get. And I believe you should too. And after doing this for such a long period of time and also analyzing myself and why I am where I am now and not where I want to be, which is within the ranks of these people, I've come up with the conqueror's mindset, right? And this is the most powerful mindset that you can possibly have to get success. And it comes with a lot of personality traits that most people don't have. And you'll find that some of the most successful men, they just inherently understand these things, and it's just a part of their personality trait. It's a part of just how they move. But if you can internalize this and apply it for yourself, there's no reason why you can't go conquer as well. Now, I'm not saying this mindset is easy. You can just listen to this and then automatically things will change for you. It's going to take a lot of just constant fighting with yourself to be able to achieve something like this. And so I want to be able to start with what the personality traits are, and you'll be able to analyze this. And this comes from professional athletes like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. You got Mike Tyson. You have businessmen just like Elon Musk. You have Mark Zuckerberg. You have just a lot of different people who are in the limelight, and they talk about their work schedules. Just how they talk about success. You can really analyze things from their perspective. And so the first thing you have to understand as a conqueror is that a conqueror does not quit. A conqueror does not settle, right? Quitting makes sense. Obviously, you don't want to quit. They keep going, right? They keep going through pain. They keep going through struggle. But specifically, they do not stop when they've achieved something. A majority of human beings, when they achieve something great, they rest on their laurels. Right? You may do that. You may rest on your laurels when something really good happens. Maybe one day let's say you're in sales and you make 3 sales that day and you're used to making like 1 or not even 1. And from there, you rest on those laurels. The conqueror does not do that. They keep going because they have an inner drive in them to want to do more. They have an inner drive in them to want to just continue to conquer. It goes deeper than just the success that comes with it. See, a conqueror does not gauge their satisfaction from the success itself, but from the actual process of conquering the thing, right? It's the same with MMA fighters. They don't care about the money. A lot of them don't care about the money. I saw Sean Strickland. He made a post about how literally he has all the money in the world and he's still not happy. He fights because he fights his demons, right? That's symbolic of him fighting his demons. A conqueror cares about the process and how it changes him, because the reality is a lot of conquerors have gone through significant trauma in their path, right? Early on, you look at Mike Tyson, who's gone through significant struggle, significant trauma, abuse, bullying. All of these people have gone through things. You look at Elon Musk, you look at Mark Zuckerberg, you look at Bill Gates. These people were nerds when they were young. They were dorks. They got bullied. They need to overcompensate. A conqueror overcompensates for their misfortunes, for the lack that they've had. Maybe they grew up in poverty. A lot of us, we grow up in poverty. That is why we are hyper ambitious. It's why we already have the mind of a conqueror, because we want to overcompensate for those times where we wanted something and we couldn't afford it, right? For those times where, we were going to school, and you may have experienced this. This is literally what I experienced. I went to school, and all of my friends have some of the best shoes. They got the newest clothes. And I'm wearing clothes that, you could probably find at Goodwill, or I'm wearing clothes that aren't quote unquote cool, and I'm getting clowned on, right? I have to get a haircut from my dad, who can't really cut hair, but he's just buzzing my head down. I don't get a lineup. I can't go to the barbershop like a lot of my friends do, so I'm getting clowned on. Right? These are things that you go through that may seem small. It could be like a guy got rejected by a girl. These little things that like sit in your subconscious mind that force you to overcompensate for them. So if it's a girl that rejected you, now you go on a spree and you become a Romeo and you just start talking to so many different women, and you now overcompensate for that woman that rejected you that you really liked a lot during that time, to the point where now you become a womanizer. Right? You overcompensate, or not even a womanizer, but you just become somebody who's really, really good with women, and you can get whatever woman you want to be able to be attracted to you. And it's the same with money. When you grew up in poverty, you now have this ability to constantly look for ways to make more money. You don't stop at a certain amount of money. You just keep going. You keep conquering because you're fighting that trauma that occurred in your youth. This is literally what creates the mind of a conqueror, right? And conquerors push through pain. Most of you won't push through pain, right? When you don't push through pain and you stay right there, you don't get through to the next level. And a lot of conquerors, they get through to the next level because their pain threshold is so high. You have to start training your pain threshold to exceed where it's currently at. So that way you can continue to push past and continue to push past plateaus, right? The conqueror just doesn't stop. There's no stopping. Sleeping is not fun to them, right? They don't like sleeping. I don't like to sleep anymore. I used to love sleeping, take naps throughout the day. I can't sleep anymore because I need success. I need something that I want. When you have the mind of a conqueror, you're constantly active. You're constantly doing things. Conquerors work 24/7. A lot of you, when you get done with your 9 to 5, you just want to go home, drink beer and go to sleep. I'm sure that's what you want to do. Or you want to just hang out with friends and have a work-life balance. The reality is, if you want to be a conqueror, there's no such thing as work-life balance. You are constantly working. And if this sounds miserable, then you don't need to be a conqueror. You can be an average person. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be exceptional, if you want to conquer many different pursuits that you're going after, you need to understand that life will never be balanced. You will always be striving. You will always be trying to overcompensate for the things that happened to you in the past. They will haunt you every single day. They will haunt you so much that you will not be able to sleep at night. That is when you know you have the mind of a conqueror. The misfortunes that have occurred to you in life, whether small or big, haunt you at night to the point where you cannot sleep. And it takes time. For me, I'd never been like that until recently, to where I'm haunted at night to where I don't like sleeping. I get up early because I have these nightmares. I have not even nightmares, but just flashbacks, right? Flashbacks either recently in my life or earlier in my life for different things that have occurred. Right? When I was really, really young, when I got rejected by a woman, right? That's happened to all of us. We've experienced it, but some of us keep that experience for a long period of time. And so you have to be able to tap into those misfortunes when you're young and use it to fuel you, right? Conquerors are able to transmute hate, pain, suffering, negative emotions into the work that they're doing, right? Pushing an output, right? Pushing it towards an outlet. And you have to understand, every conqueror has an edge. Every man has an edge. You have an edge, right? But the thing with an edge is that it can also cut you as well. That's another thing that people don't understand. You have an edge. You have anger. You have pain. You have revenge, or not revenge, but you have these negative emotions that can be used as an edge to project outward towards something. A conqueror knows how to project their edge outwards. If you do not project it, it will cut you. The anger, the pain, the solid, all of these things will cut you, right? That is the double-edged sword of a conqueror. So you must be able to project it outwards. You must be able to transmute all of that pain that you have into the pursuits that you're going after. That is why conquerors achieve magnificent things. Conquerors do not stop at one specific achievement. They keep going until they cannot go anymore. One day we will all die, and that is a fact. You will die, I will die, everybody will die. So what is the point of you sitting here doing absolutely nothing and not wanting more for your life, not wanting to achieve more, not wanting to put in the work, not wanting to have maybe some sleepless nights, not wanting to avoid a lot of the debaucheries that are going on in society, not wanting to avoid going to the club every weekend, spending mindless amounts of money for no reason, right? And locking in on something, going ghost. I'm gonna have a video on how to go ghost. That's gonna be a good one. But you have to understand that the mind of a conqueror is built completely different than the average human being. They think at a very high level. They think 10 steps ahead, right? They're not looking at life from a first person perspective. They look at life from a third person perspective, like chess. They look at themselves and they move themselves strategically into different spaces to be able to succeed. This is the mindset of a conqueror. Right? They know who they are. They know who they are at a very innate level to where even if they got stripped down from everything, they would still be able to get it back. That's why when people say when rich people, even if you took all of their resources back, they could get it back, is because they know who they are. They know what their abilities are, and they know how to get to where they want to go. They know how to get back what they had because they went through the process. They went through the fire. They went through the iron, right? Conquerors are constantly competitive. You need to be competitive with life is player versus player, period, point blank. You need to be able to compete with other people. You might be scared to compete because you know that you're not competent enough to compete with somebody else that's in the same arena that you are in life. So you need to start developing that competitive edge to be able to then leverage that and compete with other people in the marketplace. We are in a marketplace. You need to have value. You need to have so much value that you can compete with somebody else and win effortlessly. And that takes skill acquisition, learning new skills. That takes understanding yourself. That takes having relentlessness. That takes you having so much pain that it pushes you to keep going, that you can transmute it and surpass any obstacle that comes your way. That is the mind of a conqueror. And you can get that. If you internalize this video right now and become the conqueror, I just named the traits that a conqueror has, right? You can internalize this right now and become a conqueror and dominate your life, right? And a conqueror dominates himself before he dominates the world. A lot of you do not dominate yourself and you want to go dominate the world. It makes no sense. You have to go deep inside of you and fight that inner weakling that exists inside of you and destroy it. You have to do it. I know it sounds cruel, but that inner weakling that tells you need to rest, that tells you need to slow down, that tells you shouldn't be doing what you're doing because it's too big. You need to destroy that. You need to destroy the weakling inside of you. If you do not do that, you will remain the same for the rest of your life. You will look back on your deathbed and wonder why you did nothing for society. You did not conquer any new heights. You did not inspire anybody. You literally just mindlessly existed like an NPC, like a barcode, right? Most of you are living like a barcode. You're just somebody, you're a man that just people just take resources from. People are just taking your attention, right? The media is taking your attention. The media is taking your energy. Women are just grabbing your energy. They're grabbing your resources. Everyone's just take from you, and you don't go out and go take for yourself. You're just sitting there with no hope. And I'm telling you right now, develop the conqueror mindset so that way that you can move through life with your chest up, being able to speak confidently and get what you want. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, a conqueror communicates, over communicates. They talk to everybody. They're always trying to start something. They're trying to get a deal here. They're trying to talk to someone there. You have to over communicate as a conqueror. You right now, you could be sitting in your room wondering why you're not making enough money because you're not talking to enough people. Because people have problems and problems need to be solved. Conquerors understand that. So they're constantly talking to people so that they can discover new problems and solve them, because conquerors, they need to solve problems. They are wired to go find problems to solve. And when you solve these problems, that is how you make more money. That is how you provide value. And when you provide value, money comes. Conquerors don't chase money. They chase value and purpose. That's it. They have a mission. They have a soul, big mission, and they have values that they're able to give. They have value that they give to propel them towards that mission. So if you found this video very valuable, if you found this video something that you can internalize, share it with a friend who's struggling right now with their mindset. This mindset is so powerful. It could literally change your life instantly if you embody it right now. Just change your awareness and be aware of the opposites of what I just told you, because those opposites that are in you are the reason why you're not a conqueror right now. You're not successful the way that you want to be. And I know there's going to be a lot of haters in the comments that'll be like, well, I don't want to be that successful. Yes, you do. You want to make a big impact on this planet. We were all designed as men to be able to do that, to conquer, right? So I want you to be able to do that. So like, comment, subscribe, sign up to the free newsletter. I talk about mindset, fitness, self-improvement, everything across the board. You want to be financially jacked. You want to be mentally jacked. You want to be physically jacked. You want to be socially jacked. And you want to be, I'm forgetting the last one. But there's one more too. That you want to be jacked for, right? I said mental, financial, spiritually jacked. That's the last one. You want to be spiritually jacked. So there's all 5 of these pillars that I talk about throughout my emails, and I will talk about on this channel. And that is the gold pill, being jacked on all 5 pillars to allow for you to become the greatest, the top 1% man that you want to be. So again, I'm glad that you listened to this, and more to come. By the way, I know you like this mic. So I got a new mic, just so I could have a clear audio for you guys. but I'm excited to just continue to improve this, man. You guys have been rocking with me for a minute. We've been growing like crazy. So let's keep it up. Glad you were part of the fam. I'm gonna catch you on the next video.